Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Going to spend a little time talking about a company that out of London called LoopMe, and recently they signed a huge deal, $100 million worth of deals with Chinese companies. It's a relatively new startup, and so I love stories like this. The future is now for a lot of these startups, and always great to hear their stories. Stephen Upstone, welcome to the program. You're CEO of LoopMe. Kind of give us your elevator speech for LoopMe before we get started.
Hi, great to meet you. So what is LoopMe and what do we do? We're the biggest mobile video advertising DSP, and a DSP means a demand platform. So that means that we help advertisers globally to put video ads, if you like, into apps and mobile websites. And we are particularly strong for two reasons. One, we have the largest reach, so we can put video ads in more places than anybody else. And the other thing is that we use the best-in-class data targeting and machine learning to improve the results of the video ads that we run. And one final thing, I guess, that we see, if you think of video advertising traditionally, it was either in breaks on television, or it was running before an advert that would come in YouTube or something like this, and that was called a pre-roll ad. And LoopMe's vision for video advertising on mobile is that it goes beyond the pre-roll ad. So it also includes native video ads, which would be a small kind of video that would be embedded within a news feed or in an app. It also includes full-screen video ads, and it would include pre-roll as well. So with this ever-increasing number of different video advertising opportunities, you need one software company, or like LoopMe, to, if you like, target across all of those different opportunities and deliver the best results for advertisers.
Great. So, and by the way, our total segments could be relatively short. So, and I like to cover a lot. So, I appreciate any brevity on your part. Tell me a little bit about. You say you're a startup, and that can be a loose expression. How long have you guys been out there? And by the way, it's the website loopme.com.
Loopme.com.
Yeah. Great looking website, by the way. So, how long have you guys been in existence?
So, LoopMe is around coming up to 3 years old now. So we're still very much a startup. We're around 70 people, and we have offices in the US, Europe, China, so based around the world. We're doing business globally.
Yeah, interesting. I think that's fantastic. And so tell us about the deal that you've recently inked.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we've actually recently signed up with 3 large Chinese app developers, and they are Sunji Mobile, Cheetah Mobile, and Baidu. And probably out of those, most people would have heard of Baidu. They're sort of China's version of Google. But the thing about these app developers is, if you look at the top 10 global app developers, of course, Facebook is number 1. Google is actually number 4. Microsoft is number 6, so names that a lot of people would be familiar with. But Cheetah and Sunji actually number 2 and 3, so ahead of Google and Microsoft in terms of the number of active users that they have in their apps. And and Baidu is at number 10. So when you look at that top 10 list, you see that actually Chinese companies dominate that. And it's not because they are addressing huge numbers of people in China. They're actually Chinese companies addressing a global audience. When in fact, the US market is usually their primary target audience.
Yeah, very good. By the way, if you go to loopme.com, you're going to see a pretty impressive list of businesses that you're engaging with. Are the vast majority of your clients enterprise-level firms?
Yes, absolutely. We work with the biggest app developers in the world and many of the biggest advertisers in the world as well. So advertisers like Adidas or Microsoft or Amazon, Samsung, Netflix, Audi, these kind of big global sort of top 100, top 200 brands and the top apps as well.
So what do smaller companies, smaller publishers, is there opportunities for them to work with you, or are you pretty much exclusively only working with enterprise?
Yeah, we do work with small companies, especially in the game side or in app development. So if they are looking to advertise their apps or new services, then many of those companies start off pretty small, but then can become very, very big. I mean, just to give you an example, one of my advisors on my board was an investor and on the board of Supercell, who did the Clash of Clans game. Now, Supercell went from being a 50-person company that was only 3 years old to spending a huge amount of on advertising revenue. So, that would running into hundreds of millions of dollars. So, we're certainly keen to work with small companies. We also see that more and more over the coming years, video cost of production is coming down, and there will be more and more opportunities for small companies to use video as well. But predominantly today we work with larger companies or small companies that are on a trajectory to become large.
Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. So do each, kind of give us real quickly these 3 companies that you are now working with, what are their unique angles as businesses? What are their focuses? Obviously, one of them's a search engine. What about the other 2?
Yeah, so it's a search engine primarily, but they also make utility apps or apps that consumers use every day of their lives. So they have a lot of social media apps, messaging apps, and they also have apps to help prolong the battery life that you have, photo apps, this kind of thing. So they really are working across a broad church of different app or uses, if you like, and they do games. Cheetah Mobile is specialized in security apps, which help clean and improve the performance of your phone. So they'll either help your battery life or they will help your memory. So apps like Clean Master. They also have some of the world's greatest games as well. There's Don't Touch the White Tile is a phenomenally addictive game that they have developed. And Sunji is actually, they have a Go Launcher product, which is a kind of personalization. So it's almost, if you imagine entering into your Apple phone, that whole customer experience that's first seen by you, they allow you to personalize all of that customer experience, especially within Android phones. So the broad camps they fall into are personalization, then kind of other utilities, which would include cameras, messaging apps, and also security and performance improving apps. So those kind of pieces, along with games.
Yeah, very good. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for sharing your story, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's great to be on the show, and hope to be back again sometime soon.
You bet. Steve Upstone. He's with a company called LoopMe.com. And thanks, Stephen. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USDataReview.com, and this is The Price of Business.